All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about a topic that I think recently has been very popular and gotten a lot of buzz, especially in the real estate community, but even outside of the real estate community, just in the world and in the news as well. And that is solar power. I think a lot of people are interested in this and are hearing more and more about this and how it can relate to your business and your life as well. So I think it's going to be a really interesting topic to kind of bring in today. And I have a guest who is an absolute expert in this. And just to give you a little bit about his background, our guest today is a former mortgage broker and real estate investor. But he's also an author. So he's written books on these topics, on how to start businesses, on how to manage your finances and become financially independent and financially free as well. And now he is one of the top solar brokers in the state of Texas, an expert in the subject. So our guest today is the host of the Nicholas Brown podcast show. So I was just on his podcast not too long ago,
Yes,
and he's
yes.
doing me a favor, returning me the favor here by being on my show and sharing some nuggets with the audience as well. So my guest today is Nicholas Brown, and Nicholas, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kobe. Thank you, Kobe. But first of all, man, thank you, brother. Thank you. And keep doing what you're doing, bro. Man, I'm so excited for you, man. You're your age, like I said, when you came on my show. But it's all about building bridges, ladies and gentlemen. This gentleman here, he came to me, he reached out. So you on the if you're on his team, keep you on a great guy. This guy is awesome. He took charge. He took charge. He reached out to me on LinkedIn. He was on a mission. Me and him, I think it took like couple of days or whatever, and here we are though. But he took action. I love action doers, man. And you guys got a wonderful guy here. This guy here is awesome, man. He built his swag, as I say. Swag is value. You got value, brother. Keep building your value, brother. I'm so excited for you. What we're about to have happen in 2023. I'm so excited for this. So, but thanks for having me, brother. You know, I get as I said,
Yeah.
like I said, we had to do 2 episodes, ladies and gentlemen, because we were just getting, we was like minded. But I love giving out. But the purpose of this show is, and I appreciate your platform, Kobe, is I just want to give value because, like I said, I used to be a mortgage broker, credit repair, and of course, I'm always going to invest, real estate investor, do that also. But I want to get on platforms such as yourself and educate and give people alerts what's going on here about the solar, which solar is tied to the clean energy field. People don't realize that, but there are 3 grids out here because I love educating, and you can fact check. It's all about fact checks. Facts. Go online and check that. There's 3 grids located in the United States. Are you aware of that also, Kobe?
No, I'm not, and that's actually one of the things that
Okay.
I'm ready to learn about. Is
Okay.
I'm an infant in this subject, so
Yeah.
I need you to talk to me all about it.
But you're a person of vision like I am too. I'm an investor because on the investment side, I'm gonna get to you, man. This is good for your investors, as real estate investors, good for agents, which agents needs this is good for mortgage brokers and basically home service field because you're doing a good service and you're building that for it's called clean energy. And just remember the word renewable energy, whatever type you're doing, wind, solar, water, even nuclear, that's kind of odd, with nuclear, but we're going to focus on solar because solar deals with what is good for you guys is listening in for real estate investor, your EXP, and me and mortgage or whatever, home service pros. This is good for the electric bill. There's 3 grids, but the grids is wasting money, ladies and gentlemen. The grids, and if you look on the news and everything, there's a certain thing if you set your mind, it's called reticular activating system. You ever bought that new car where you get that black Mercedes and you think you had the flashlights and then you drive down the street 3 or 5 minutes or the freeway, you see that same car? Same thing. I want you guys to get the same mindset, reticular activating system. If you look on TV and you're watching these commercials, you always see that 2 letters, EV, electric vehicles. I'm seeing a lot of that. Cadillac, Mercedes, all that. You see in the government, you see in the president, you see in worldwide that they're for this. They got the movement. People don't realize this. So that's why I want you guys to realize that reticular activating system. Go online and verify that because there's 2 things that we go through. People don't realize that And you're going to realize that too. Pain or pleasure. You're going to start having more pain when that electric bill goes up in 2 or 3 years that you didn't decide to follow through with me and Kobe and his team and my team gave you advice on and give you the source on, because me and him believe in educating you guys to go do your due diligence. There's three grids out there. Grids are those people, if you listen on your podcast and if you're watching this on YouTube, imagine in your country the little stick men. Those are like subgrids. Those are like where the electric is flowing though. But people don't realize that is a very little percentage of that electric that is flowing out. That, let's just say it's out of 100% of electric that comes from the plant, that the plant is going, only 15% is being sent out to the residential. Who's responsible for the 85%? We are. You don't want to do that. So my point is thinking as an investor, and you guys too, if you have choices where the government, which they give you tax breaks on solar, also verify that or get with me also, because I get so excited and passionate, which I appreciate you, Kobe. You can go on the discovery. I'm going to do this. I got a discovery, which I'm giving you the link. You'll get that, Kobe. Also, I want these guys to go in there because it take a little bit more time. You got to, like I did before, you got to go constantly refresh your mind and do your fact checks. So it's all about fact checks. But my point is, you don't want to be responsible for the 85%. The government is allowing you, ladies and gentlemen, to control your own electric by getting solar panels. With solar panels, the RE, regenerate, re-energy, reprove that you generate electric bill. There's 5 things that I want you guys, if you guys listening to, is there's 5 things entitled on this. Solar panels. You got your solar panels, you got your inverter, you got your AC panel. Your AC panels is alternative current because it's producing it. Inverter is alternative, but I don't want to get you guys confused on that. Then you got your electric meter. If you go to the side of your house, you got that little thing called the electric meter, where little things roaming around circles. That's how they're gridding. That's how they're gonna check. They're gonna price you out. Put it like that. So that's going to those little stick men up to the main 3 grids. There's a grid. We got Central, got Texas, got their own. The Central, you got 3 grids in the U.S. Put it like that. You got the West Coast grid, you got the Central grid. Let's just say the East Coast grid. Out of the United States, imagine that. And that's why I want you guys to start thinking and looking at all these outages, electric outages. That's the example where things are happening. I mean, but that's why would you be responsible for that electric bill that you could have controlled and cut into half or zero? You see what I mean? You get
Right.
me on that? So
Yeah.
people people don't understand. I want to educate them and get people aware of, hey, be in control. And as investors, Kobe, me and you're an investor, real estate investor, you want to be in control or be a part of that or have control of that. Why not have control and save on electric? So if you have a $500 electric bill, and even if you go do half, 250 times 12, that's $3,000 in your pocket or your savings, or you can use somewhere else, convert it.
Right.
Does that kind of make sense?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, as an investor, you're always trying to save on,
Exactly.
like all your expenses, right? Monthly expenses. So I think, yeah. So and my big question is, I think there's a lot of agents who I've seen, especially on the West Coast, like in California and maybe, up in Seattle, kind of like that area as well, where they're partnering with either solar companies or solar brokers like
Right.
yourself.
Right.
And I'm just kind of wondering, like, as a real estate agent, what is the extent of knowledge they need to have when it comes to educating their clients of whether or not to get, solar panels installed in their homes or to purchase a home with, solar
Right.
panels,
Right.
or,
Right.
how that kind of works together.
Awesome question, brother. Awesome question. I have done the research and the steps and built it for you guys. I'm with a company called Powur. It's a platform. You can be a part of that 2 ways. You can become an ambassador where you send me and my team the referral of the customer that's interested in getting solar panels, and we pay $1,000 each time that we add their solar panels. So just think, in a month you did 4 people, you just made 4,000. But if you take your certificate is very easy, 1 to 2 days, and pay your monthly fee. fee for the platform is a platform where you pretty much like your system like that. It's set up like EXP.
Right.
If you got a lot of EXP listeners, same process. If you set it up that way, you're getting 50-50. So average deal that we set up when we convert the panels is $7,000 to $10,000, and we're located in 23 states. So you can be here, you can be in Dubai. That's what I like about this because it's a crowd, what they call it, crowd for
Yeah.
crowd for
Cloud-based. Yes.
cloud-based, yeah, platform. But they raise their funds a little bit more different on crowdfunding. That's how they raise it. So
Got it.
they're free and clear. They're number 43 in the Inc. 5000. You ever looked at
Wow.
Inc. 5000? They did 300 million, 300 million, ladies and gentlemen, the last 3 months. So the projected income, they're going to do $1 billion next year, just in solar alone. But my point is, this is good. The reason why I want to come to authority figures such as you're in the real estate field, authority figures like roofers, authority figures such as mortgage brokers, because they're constantly in front of what? Residentials. They can do that and present this. So it's a win-win situation. But to answer your question, man, my company here, just reach out to me when I'll give you the link on there. Takes less than 5 minutes. Test it out, become an ambassador. You're not obligated anything. Only thing I need is that you sent to me is the electric bill. Because when I get the electric bill, it takes another 15 or 20 minutes. We're going to do what you call a discovery call. Because we're going to use, that's the purpose of the platform. That's why I have that platform. I plug that stuff in the platform. They'll email it to me or I scan it. Got the electric bill. I need all pages of electric bill. It's going to tell me how many panels they get. And it's going to show what savings they get also. And me becoming a broker where this is so easy, which you work with a lot of with mortgage brokers and loan officers, right?
Yeah, I know a couple of them.
It's second nature. When they see the banks is out there, because I'm working with I'm a broker. We're
Right.
doing over 100 banks that's out there that'll get a person approved. You can have a score at the time they're speaking, ladies and gentlemen, a score of the 600 to 620. So it just varies. But this is great, man. This is ongoing income. Think about it. Think about if someone do 4 deals, a deal a week. Average deal is $7,000 to $10,000. Let's just say 5,000. That's $20,000. That's $20,000. Very easy, man. $20,000 a month. That's very low compared to my team that I'm building. $20,000. That's $500,000, pretty much, easily. And it's on a snowball. It's gonna snowball, gents.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, that's talking more about like joining the solar industry, right? Like becoming part
Joining
of.
joining or becoming an ambassador. You may be saying, Nicholas, hey, I don't want to do my certification, but I get a lot of customers when I close on the house on the real estate investment property, man. I can refer them to. I heard you got a referral program. Referral program. I'll put them in the system too. Everything's legit, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna get your own dedicated site, your link. It'll say ambassador. So it takes 5 to 10 minutes for you to put that information, or me or my team, or whatever, whoever's on your team, and you're in the system, and you'll be able to track what's going on. So as soon as that solar panel is activated and set, and we're funded, you're funded. It's very, very simple. Very simple.
Yeah.
But you can make more. A lot of people change their mind 1 or 2 deals to 2,000, and they just missed out with 14,000 or 20,000. Like, man, let me go ahead and take this test.
Right.
Go take
Yeah, I mean,
this because now it's simple because people said they coming with you and you helping out the client. But I want to I'm glad you came to that point. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen, because I train. I love training. I love the after effect that's told COVID. I love people to be successful. That's why I built my teams on there when I was a mortgage broker and a loan officer. Go back to your past. Build your pipeline. People that you're sitting on, blast out the emails. Another thing you can do too, do some drive-bys. Like we do when I do drive-bys investment where you do vacant properties. Remember that section?
yeah,
They can do the same thing. Go to these builders, do a drive-by on builders. Get your cards, $25. Go to FedEx, print out 50 to 100 cards, build them. Even if you're not certified, that's a lead with who you send it to me and my team. Then I get qualified. But it's a numbers game. You only need about 2 or 3 deals. When you get 2 or 3 deals, I promise it's going to snowball. I promise you.
Right. I mean, that's something that I think most agents can understand, right? Especially if they're doing anything significant in the real estate business, right?
Right,
Is
right,
just going out there making the connections, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in the mortgage business like you were before, or like as an investor, like you said, driving for dollars, right? Looking at houses, the vacant
you're
houses,
right.
or now that you're in the solar business, or if you're an agent in the real estate business, it's the same thing. Like if you don't go out there and
Exactly.
make the connections, if you don't go out there and put yourself out there and try to tell people what is it you're doing and network with people, then you're not going to get the business. So I mean, and that's something that you've done really well, not just online, or not just in
Thank you.
person, but also online as well. Like with me, right? That's how we kind of
Thank
got
you.
connected. So
Right, right.
any nuggets on that? I mean, I guess we're kind of like shifting topics a little bit here. We'll definitely get back to the solar stuff because I have more questions about it. But now that we're here, any tips on like networking, because you've been in many businesses. So when it's somebody's starting out in real estate or somebody's starting out in a new business, any nuggets, any golden nuggets that you have kind of in your vault of
Yeah,
knowledge of how you can get out there and just start marketing, because you've done a great job of doing that.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's my passion now, man. I fell in the rabbit hole, as we say. I fell in the rabbit hole of marketing on the internet, but my money, my income, because my exposure, and I did 110%. I always give and give and give, and I get was real estate. I flip houses. I did host bird dog and all that. If people know about bird dog and they get
Yeah.
referrals, whatever.
Yeah.
Wholesaling. That's been my bread and butter where I can learn the marketing. But I give them a tip. As JC Randall said, one of my mentors who was Solar said, don't be an undercover agent. Be known. Get out there and be known. Network. Go to your events. But what I would do if I had to start out, man, I'm getting my cards. I write down my I write I get my cards. I'm going to go to each office, broker with office. I don't care if it's real estate agent. And you may have deals, certain deals that you don't do. You may not deal with divorces or divorce listings or bankruptcy listing. You got to be unique, but you got to show your face out there. What I used to do when I was a mortgage broker, and this is how I made 14,000. That's a lot of money back in, man, 2000, 2001. Because my daughter is 21. 2001. I did this deal. Here's what you guys still can do. It's all about driving, man. Don't worry about technology. It's all about your drive. You can drive around your neighborhoods and you'll see FISBOs or you'll see the rental signs and start getting those lists. And I used to do people marketing. When I say people's marketing, I used to do real estate agents marketing because that wasn't their niche. They didn't want to do that. This was want the listing. So what I did two things. We used to have, this is how I'm prehistoric. We used to have thick phone books, thick phone books. And I will hire me and two other people. I will pay them 5 to $10 an hour. It didn't matter, whatever. And we'll call it straight down that line of that residential and say, hey, would you like a free listing? Or would you like a free qualification under no obligation to you? And that became a lead because at the same time, I was a mortgage broker and had my own uh, credit repair business because the type of people I dealt with was called subprime lenders, where their score is very low, between 580 to 620 to qualify or lower. So at the time, 3 to 6 months or a year, I would help them out with their credit. But my point is that was a lead. The key is about getting leads, ladies and gentlemen, and don't worry about the what's happening now. Just look forward. So if it may be what we call in the car business, it may be a dud, or it may not be the big $5,000, $10,000 deal, maybe like a $500 deal, but at least you're known. So my advice to you is you got to be known, got to show yourself out there. So it's a numbers game. I would get with all the real estate agents out there and let them know that I'm part of EXP. I would get all the mortgage brokers, let them know that I'm part of EXP. I would get the appraisers. I get with title companies. I go with networks. I would start my own meetup group. We got what you call meetup.com. I got a couple meetup groups here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. That's what I was doing too. But this is very important that I'm gonna go, man. You hit a very good point. You guys got to invest in yourself. So if once you do your first $1,000 deal, the rule of thumb, 15 or 30% put back for what? Your marketing. What type of marketing? Where I was getting deals from was radio advertising. But what people fail to, they think it's going out out the door and not coming back. It's a numbers game too. You got to be committed. You got to commit to that 15 to 30% because you can't be a secret agent. They got to know you. They got to constantly hear your name. Hi, my name is Kobe Zen. I'm an EXP realtor. It takes 6 to 7 to 11 times for someone to, hey, oh, I'm familiar with him. Yeah, real estate, boom. But when you got that radio, and when you know how to remarket or retarget, because I'm an underground, I call myself I'm an underground marketer. Don't get overwhelmed with people that got 1 million followers or whatever. You can make a killing on what you call remarketing and retargeting. Are you familiar with that, Kobe?
Yeah.
Are your listeners
Yeah,
are
definitely.
are your
Yeah.
listeners? Matter of fact, you got that. You good with you got a couple of
Right.
top marketers on your team, right? Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them I know. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
few of them. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm definitely familiar with the retargeting system when it comes to. So for the listeners out there, if you're not familiar, do you want to
Cool.
kind of explain it, or do you want me to explain
I'm gonna let
it?
you school it. Yeah, I can go on though, but that's another suggestion. They should do that.
Yeah.
So if they had the radio, you need to remarket. Make sure you put your pixel on there. But it's an
Right.
ongoing system. You know, there's a preacher named Dr. Mike Murdoch used to be on TV, and he marketed. He said, if you don't like your harvest, replant your seed. You always got to start watering. Don't never stop marketing, marketing, marketing. It's going to lead to sales. Don't worry about that. That's your livelihood. So try to put back 15 to 30%, especially on an investment. Even if you're doing with the direct mail pieces or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe you want to focus on one, but don't quit. I always say this too, don't quit, brother. Keep going.
I love it. Dude, I love that. Don't quit. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's probably the most important thing when it comes to success in business, in my opinion. And if you've listened to anything I've ever said before, whether it's on a podcast or on a YouTube channel, for listeners out there, this is something that I live by. It's, I'm gonna continue going. I'm gonna outlast everybody in my field.
That's right.
Success is guaranteed, and I'm gonna succeed by default. So
That's right.
I
That's
think
right.
that's a great point that you brought up as well.
And I always say too, you got to be active to become passive.
Right.
Be active. Be active. Steady active. Put it out there. Market, 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 market. And those referrals gonna come. The referrals gonna lead to set closing dates. Closing dates, you're gonna get paid. And part of that money, you want to leverage that money to become passive. Go
Right.
put money down on an investment property or put money down on a business. Same deal, 70 cents on the dollar, worth $1 million, no more than 700,000. That mindset. But you can leverage. That's the purpose of the book too that I have on Amazon or anybody that listen in, which I'm going to start doing ongoing events where I love to have you. Which I know you're going to be on, Kobe.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how to leverage that money to make it passive, but work as groups. Just imagine me and you. It's four of us together. You got 250, 250, 250, 250. We got $1 million. But we're going to decide who wants to delegate that, who's going to be in charge of that. Now they have the right to get 34% because they're the one in charge, and we'll get the other 33% or whatever. But that's
Right.
leverage. And we're both in it together. We're not losing out, but we got diversification and it's passing, but we were active together to become passive.
Right. I mean, that's how they say like wealthy people do. They do not necessarily have all the cash themselves. It's just they're pulling together money from other places, right? You see, the Grant Cardones out there, or just, your local your local syndicator, right, of
Right.
real estate, who they're pulling money. It's not, they don't have, $20 million to buy an apartment complex. They're getting 20 people with $1 million, or more than that, with each a little bit of money, right? They'll have like hundreds of investors in a deal, and they're just pulling together money, and they have a skill set they can offer everybody. Like you said, they're the person that gets to kind of like delegate that money and figure out how to operate and invest. But I mean, that's a great mindset. I think for people out there who are listening, who are interested in this, who will want to, become wealthy, have that passive residual income, think about that, right? How can you pull other people's money? How can you, it goes all the way back to, we were talking about networking and referral building, right? Like, knowing more people in different industries, right? And, even in a solar, right? Is it, are there any investment opportunities in solar? Is this an industry, on the rise where you can potentially even invest in this?
Solar, which I'm going to get back to it though. Solar
Okay.
is structured like EXP. You're getting paid five ways. You're getting paid for the loan. You get average 500 to 600 each loan if you become certified on there. you get 50%. And you got 6 place tiers for people that's under you. If I bought you and you brought two and they brought
Yeah.
two on down, the average deal is 500 to 600 each. So that's what I'm saying. If you get your goal should be 100. If you get 100 people by the next 6 months to a year, you're averaging 30 to 50,000 minimum just on residuals alone because you're getting paid 5 ways. That's just on residuals for this. So you got to be active. That's why I say be active to become passive. And then that's when you're going to delegate your teams on there. But back to this on this point here,
Right.
because you told me about the investment side. I'm going to give a tip. I love mindsets. I love people to check the visual.
Yeah.
When you buy a home, I don't know if you did this before. When you buy a car, Kobe, have you ever went to the dealership and purchased a car? Uh-oh.
Couple
Are you
times
there?
just recently, actually. Yeah.
Okay. When you went there, did you pay cash or you financed it?
Financed. Well, actually, the recent one was all cash purchase, but a
Okay.
couple times before
Okay. So
finance.
you finance. When you finance it, you made a monthly note, right? When you're paying that
Yeah.
monthly note, right? It had a term, correct?
Right.
3 years, 5 year term,
Mhm.
right? What did they show in form? What did they give you exchange for that when you paid your last payment to show that you have ownership for that vehicle? What did they give you in exchange for that?
The title, right? The title, that's the
Exactly.
exchange. Mhm.
The title. But in the meantime, that's why everybody needs to think as a
Right.
bank, as an investor side. This is what I do on the investment
Mhm.
side on there. They was getting cash flow because they had what you call a PI, a principal and interest. Bank of America gave you a $10,000 loan for that vehicle on there where you put 1,000 down, you finance it 9,000 when you pay it, let's say 900. At the end of that term, you had an agreement, which is called a title agreement, which is a piece of paper. It's weight in the paper, the notes, and the note and it had on that paper. It had an agreement. If Kobe doesn't pay this, I can repo this and I can sell this and do the same thing over and over. Nothing. I'll put you agree. That's where acting as the bank or when you guys for EXP is getting these 10, 20, 50, 30, 60,000, $100,000 every 3 months. Or man, you should act as the bank. You should get in either with Kobe or someone else and y'all go in together and buy that property because you have investors. I used to have investors come to
Yeah.
me, or this is called hard money lenders too. But you want to be hard money lender, basically. I'm just gonna keep it real, ladies. The hard money lenders, some hard money lenders are just middle people. They just a broker. They represent
Right.
people that got these 401ks, pensions, or income. Where hey, you agree to take Nicholas. You say you want 10%. I got the right to put on top of mine 2 or 3 points or whatever. Boom. That's when it's out in the market as a hard money lender for 12, 15, 18%. Same mindset, but it's going, you always, this a lot of people get messed around. You got to make sure you go to the title company because if you go to my Instagram, I got a story on that. I got a story on that. Watch your assets, cover yourself. So cover yourself,
Watch your assets.
watch the assets, brother. I got an Instagram, cover your
Yeah.
assets, bro of your assets. I got the information on that. Lady tried to a person tried to I had a jiggy promoter. You ever saw Ice Cube, the movie I forgot there's a movie called Jiggy Promoter, so I forgot the name of it though. But my point is I gave the person a loan because she wanted to do a promotion. Her and her team wanted to do a promotion for an event.
Mhm.
And long story short, I didn't get my money to 6 to 9 months, but I used her property as leverage, as collateral for this loan, which I had the agreement to make monthly payments so she can pay me back in installments if I wanted that. But case scenario, if she runs away or whatever, or didn't give me the money, I had security. I had collateral with that property where I had the right to foreclose to get my money back. But the power was in that title and that deed and that note. That's what my mindset is. When you guys with EXP and what I'm doing now, making this 30, 40, or 50,000, you want to start converting your money into passive income, like buy properties, convert it to a Section 8, Airbnb, VRB, and delegate it where you hire a property manager, 10%, but you're getting cash flow. Now that money just coming in monthly for you. Now that's how you're paying for that Ferrari, Kobe, and you got your big
Right.
bins and everything. Would you agree?
Right. Yeah. No, that's the way to do it, right? You work you work for your active income. and then you turn that into passive income, and then that use that money to purchase the luxury, the
Right,
toys, right, if you will.
right, right.
So that's the mindset that I think most people need to have going into any business. So if you're not paying for your luxuries with your passive income, then eventually you're just going to be working until the day you die is kind of the thing that we say, right?
That's right. And it has write-offs also. It's good write-offs. It's where you give the right type of mindset. People like Kobe and us, man, we talk about those things. And it's a little bit deep. I like to talk about economics and
Right,
mindset and how things, what's the reason why and what people don't see individual. That's where solar comes into place. That's where
right,
the company that I'm with, where they're structured with power, the platform I'm with, you're getting paid 5 ways. And they also have structure like EXP has insurance, right? We
yeah,
have insurance. We have insurance because most people that's coming from the field of real estate or they joining
right,
in with us with the real estate field, same process. We want to make sure you take care of your insurance with the same process we're doing. But we're getting paid daily, you get paid weekly, and you get paid monthly. It depends on which form. You get paid monthly on the loans, where they give you 1.5%
mhm,
of what lender you're going out and they tally those up. Whenever that panel, the solar panel is up and live, you get paid instantly. So
right,
that's why I said, and you get daily, you get weekly from the people that are under your team. It just varies though. So you're getting
right,
paid constantly. Great
yeah.
program to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like something really interesting. I think for agents listening, they have probably some questions
Sure.
about just the solar industry in general. And I think one of the things that people like to think about is the market share, right? So, I mean, you're
Glad you
obviously
asked that.
right.
Yes, yes. Man, great time because they're about to go public in 2 years or less.
Wow,
Got to go public
wow,
just like EXP. We got a matter of fact a few EXPs that are part of Solar. Powur Solar is the name of the company. And one guy said he bought like what 10,000 shares, where at that time I think it was like, I don't know, I'm just going off the numbers. I think he said $3 or $5, but it went all the way up to 100. I was like, dang, but he only sold 1,000 shares. I was like, wow. That's when the plug in my head, hey man, I need to get part of this program here. Because only it's 90,000 people that qualify for solar homeowners. Only 4% have converted to solar. So you do the numbers. That's what my point is. It's out there, brother.
yeah. So there's definitely a market share for that, right? Is what you're
Yeah,
saying, and it's
and
just
it's there,
starting.
man. But that's the purpose of what I thank God and I appreciate you reaching out to me is I want to get with the authority figures that's
Mhm.
constantly out there with the residential. Yeah, I do advertising. I get referrals from people that want to personally do the service, but I want to give it organizations or business owners that want to be certified as a solo broker and make even more and expand it even more quicker. You see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's the right way to
I
approach
like I
business,
I like addition, but I love multiplication. Put it like that.
right?
I mean, so I'll multiply my efforts. That's part of it.
Right. So I think what a lot of people also want to know is when it comes to, being a real estate agent and then referring their clients to essentially get solar panels or to purchase a home with a solar panel on it. They kind of want to understand the cost, right? I think a lot of people believe that it's very expensive
Great
to get a
question.
solar panel. Is that true? Or, I mean, you can probably explain, the cost savings of, getting a solar panel in your home.
No money out of pocket, no money down. Those programs we have on there. But here's the thing too. What we ask for, we make it so simple because we want to do what you call a discovery call. But I love to do it on Zoom. We do a Zoom link. Once I get the electric bill, copy the electric bill, and like I said, in 10 or 15 minutes or less, once we do our Zoom call, I'm going to say, hey, this is what your payment will be on your terms, and this is how much you're saving. But this is what stands out though, Kobe. I'm going to give you like the worst um, situation is most people are looking at that time to finance it. I'm just going to keep it real. 20 to 25 years, because some people want to do a longer term, some people want to do a 10-year, 15, 25 years to finance it with no money down. Plus, you're getting um, um, tax benefits. You're getting 30% by the government that you can credit. You can stretch that in 5 years. So let's just say you financing 25,000. Actually, you're financing what's that minus about 14,000. But let's say what you're doing too is let's just say your payments were normally 500. I'm just going offhand also. Let's just say you get your payments to $100. Most people don't see the benefits in this. They're thinking they're getting an extra payment. No, you're not. You're building value and you're building the asset. Anything that you're saving on, the Robert Kawasaki on the saving side and not liability, which most people are paying a liability payment for electric bill, you're not on that side. You can write this off. This is a write-off. Even if you finance in 15,000, 25,000, 40,000, that depends on your panels. That's the purpose of me, where you make it so simple. You as an ambassador, also when you're starting out, you're not going to get out in the field. It's called tiers. I forgot it's 3 tiers. Do your first 3 with a partner, which is 50-50. When I say a partner is someone that's a tier 3.
Hmm.
You become a tier 2. You do 3 sales. You take your certification. Now you get promoted to a tier 2, meaning you can do your own solar broking yourself on that, where you get the 100%. Once you do 5 of those, total of 8, now you have the right to get out to other solar brokers and offer your services to them, where they'll be the one that's doing the presentations. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're tier 3. You know what I mean? But each one, when you start on tier 1, that's where you still, if you refer anyone else or organization or person, you're still going to get those overrides. That's the key. You're still getting overrides for you. So I can start today, and I can bring 3 mortgage companies and 3 real estate brokers that got 50 people each in their company. I'm going to get overrides for them.
Right.
That's what I
Yeah.
love about that, But I'm not going to be the one that's going to close. I'm going to set them up on my platform on the service of people that are tier 3 that they're going to help close for your organization or your brokerage. You follow
Right.
me? So it's very
Yeah.
simple, brother. It's very simple. I
Yeah.
get excited about this, man.
Yeah.
2003,
Yeah.
man.
I
I'm
can tell.
telling you, it's about to happen though. But it's a win-win situation too. I love helping people, and it's all about the clean energy. Cause
Right.
net
Yeah.
zero. People not familiar with the net zero, man. Carbon. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the reason why, a lot of people are hearing more about this is because of
hmm
all the government tax breaks, benefits, and just the overall environmental impacts I think it has. So it's not just something for you to make great income, just building
right.
that referral base, but it's also doing a lot of good for a lot of different people as well. And that's kind of like, we're talking about in our podcast. Was it a couple of weeks? And it might have been a couple of months ago,
It's 3 weeks,
but
man. I blast you, man. I had to blast
yeah,
yours out, man. Yeah, yours
yeah,
was awesome, bro. I appreciate
yeah.
it.
But
Matter of
yeah,
fact, on the side note, you got some great response from that, man. You got some great
thank you.
response. You're strong, man. So listeners are your team. Kobe, boom. You got a strong guy, man. He made it happen, brother. You got some
I
good.
appreciate that. I appreciate you having me on your show as well, and I appreciate you being here and sharing all the knowledge that you have when it comes to your expertise and networking and building wealth, and then also obviously with what you're doing now, the solar business I think is really about to take off as well. So and all it takes is just like you said, some referral building, some networking, and for people to be out go out there and be successful in this. So for our listeners out there who want to look more into this, who want to connect with you, I mean, you are doing a lot, I see, on social media. So
At the time of this recording, I'm gonna make Kobe as the ambassador. Kobe's gonna be the ambassador. Reach out to him. He's gonna have I'm gonna get you set up with a link. Once we get through with this, takes less than 5 to 10 minutes. You're not obligated to anything. Anytime your listeners have a question, they're coming through you. Because I believe in giving and the source. And we're gonna grow on this. Abundance is out there, brother. We're gonna make it regardless. So even if you feel like this is not for you and you're building your team for EXP, or listeners is watching this and you're watching Kobe's channel and you're listening to his podcast, reach out to him. He has his own link that's set. But in the meantime, they can go online, Omni Solar Recruits /web op. So basically, when they go there, I love educating people So they won't feel like it's pushy or anything, or they'll be like, aha, yeah, I get it. You know, I still don't want to do, I don't want to get certified, but I will become an ambassador. Boom, that way. So when they get to that link, make sure you if you reach out with me, because we're going to book an appointment. We're going to spend about 15 to 20 minutes. Let's have a face-to-face on Zoom or the phone, mostly on Zoom. I'm going to let you know what's available for you because it's in 23 states and it doesn't matter where you're located. But I'm gonna make it so simple for you, but we're gonna put action to it. I want to find out what your goals are too, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's what the goal is. So that's how they can reach me now. They're gonna reach you first. Hopefully, put a link there. They can reach to. I gotta reach out to Kobe. If not, you can reach out to me. Make sure you mention Kobe's name because I believe in credit. It wouldn't have happened
Right.
without Kobe, his platform. Make sure you mention him. So that's how they can reach out to me by going to Omni Solar Recruits
Yeah.
/web op. And they'll watch a video they set up. They'll see our ongoing daily webinars where I give more credit. And they can also go to the YouTube channel. YouTube channel, which I'm about to start plugging more educational videos, and we're going to do live events, which you're welcome to join too, Kobe. They can go to Omni Solar Recruits. That's what you can type in on YouTube. And we get that. And you can always reach me, of course, on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very powerful.
Right.
Look, I have this gentleman here. Reach me on LinkedIn, Nicholas Brown Inc. INC. That's how they can reach me, sir.
You guys are wanting to reach out to Nicholas personally, definitely reach out on LinkedIn. And I appreciate what you've done here today, even giving me the credit for anybody who wants to, reach out to you. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. Guys, if you guys are listening to this or watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, I'll have all of the information down in the description down below. So make sure you guys are looking at that, checking that out. If you guys want to reach out to Nicholas, if you guys want to learn more about what he's doing here when it comes to the solar brokering business as well. And I just want to get get a more understanding of what Nicholas does and his podcast as well. I'll link all of that down below as well. So once again, Nicholas, thank you so much for being on the show. Before I let you go, is there any last thoughts you want to leave with the audience?
No, sir. I always say end with, I went in with your show. It makes sense. Don't condemn, don't complain because you have a choice to make a change, ladies and gentlemen. Kobe's going to get you set. Don't always condemn and stop condemning things for your situation, for the loans or deals not closing. Build your pipeline, keep plugging. Don't complain. Don't condemn, don't complain because you have choice to make a change. Follow those first three and you're going to see some momentum going. So don't condemn, don't complain because you have a choice to make a change and have an awesome 2023 is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. And that's it, man. Get excited, bro. I appreciate it.
I love it, Nicholas. I appreciate you as well. That was a great message, and thank you again for being on the show, and for our listeners tuning in. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a great 2023. And I'll see you
Yes,
guys on
sir.
the next show. Take care.